Then on like squash, cucumbers, zucchini, watermelon, cantaloupe, you get a better deal if you buy these little plants, because normally you would get like a 6-pack with 6 and it costs more. But if you look, this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squash plants in there, and it's less than an actual 6-pack. So I always like to look and find the one with the most little seedlings. And then we got bell pepper, jalapenos. I'm going to show you a tip in a little bit how to make your own pretty much free cherry tomato plants, but we'll do that in our frugal gardening section. So right now we've got the garden pretty much laid out. We've got the walkway with the leaves. We're going to use this straw and we're going to mulch in the beds that we're planting. And I use straw instead of hay because hay a lot of times has grass seed and weeds in it, and they'll germinate in your good dirt. Next thing you know, you're growing grass and weeds. So stick with the straw. All right, let's get started. So you want your straw thick enough that you don't really see any dirt, because any sunlight that comes through, seeds can germinate. So that's kind of the idea here. And it comes in little sections, which makes it pretty easy to move around and work with. But we buy it for our dogs because it puts out more heat in their dog houses, and we used to get an extra bale or two, and that way we have it for our garden. Just gonna keep on going. So we found another bale of straw. Yay! So the idea is you want your dirt totally covered so weeds don't germinate. I already told you that. We were pretty skimpy. And we're not going to worry much about the plant. I mean, because it's lightly tossed on there and they're going to break right on through there. I'm so excited. You can use water to separate these or just gently kind of separate them. You just don't want to tear all your roots off. But these are pretty young, so see, they just separate out. See, our mulch is a little bit thin. These are our cucumbers, and then we'll have purple whole peas on that end. That's why we put them together, so we can plant one. We can put one trellis up and plant it. And these will climb all over it. Whoops. Pull that little booger right back out. And it's so important, as soon as you get done planting, to start watering in. Getting those roots started rooting in. And spacing. I think these are 2.5 feet apart roughly. You don't want them mildewing from being packed all on top of each other. And I have put my purple hull peas between stuff, because I usually plant 2 crops of them so they can go in with the cucumbers, with the tomatoes. They're not going to hurt them any. They're going to climb up and make their peas, and you start plucking them about every day once they get to putting on. And they're not going to hurt your plants at all, because we love purple hull peas. Okay, as I told you, I always plant marigolds in my garden. My grandma did. My mama does. My daughter and grandkids do. It's just a family tradition. Some people say it's beneficial, some say it's not, but I like the pop of color. They're drought tolerant, and they might keep some bugs away. So I kind of like a variety. These are kind of like the safari mix. And as you see, look at there, bonus 2 for 1. And these you don't really have to deadhead, which I like. They just kind of drop themselves. So I only bought a flat because I don't need a whole lot. And I do like the variety, but I also like the varieties to be matching. So we're going to do all this color here. Then we'll match a couple here and there. And these are the African palms, which I love. They get huge. They get the huge mass heads on there. Great big yellow, just such a good pop of color. And then when your bell peppers and tomatoes and jalapenos start coming on, you've got red and yellow and orange, and your garden's not only yummy, it's beautiful. All right, we're gonna start planting. So you see, these are a little bit root bound. So anytime you get annuals like that, you want to kind of break your roots loose so that they'll grab hold of the soil. And once you water them in, those roots will just start spreading. If you leave them compacted like that, they'll kind of twine around each other. Trees are also like that. Bushes, they'll wrap around like that, and they'll girdle themselves out and choke themselves. So you don't want to do that. You just want to give them a good head start. Everything that you can do. Ooh, I'm glad we're getting more straw. These are a little bit smaller, so I'm going to go ahead and mass 6 of them in here. Whoop. That's what you preach. Oh yeah, these have some good roots on them. Same technique as we did in the other video, stagger. It just makes such a fullness in there. There's nothing worse than a straight line of flowers, because it's hardly ever straight. Well, we're gonna do 5 here. All right, and you just move on around, and I like them on the ends, and there's no sense in putting them in the middle between your plants, because your plants are going to get so big that they're going to choke them out. So see how pretty that is? Woo, I can't wait.